Okay, I'm going to tell you frameworks. When you learn frameworks, you can make millions of money, and it's actually done in a kind of effortless way. But it took me actually more time to develop certain skill sets that are how to operate your system, your human operating system here in this reality. It's harder to master yourself than to master the money, okay? So trust me when I say this is going to be very valuable to hear about, and then progressively you can implement this. And when it works, when you understand the framework and your operating system, then you will also be able to manifest what I'm talking about. So, first of all, hey, je m'appelle Jovan. My name is Jovan. We are all cells of the infinite space of one self. One self, infinite space energy, and we're all individual cells. So you are just God that manifests itself as million potential scenarios and theaters. So you're singular individualization of that. Okay? And here's one freaking mudra that I will tell you what it does, and if you connect this, it will start to work with your energy system in a very, very profound way. So first of all, here you have the dot. Also, you see this is the pineal gland, or the little eye of Horus. So why you have two of these? Because look at this, everything is mirrored. Yeah? Everything comes out of the point. The space itself is a creation of imagination. The empty space and the energy that then creates cosmoses and multiverses is an emanation of something that cannot be yet contemplated as objects or formations in space. So something primordial is the dot. And when you study mathematics or geometry, there is the dot. From out of everything stems, whether you want to go Big Bang Theory or whatever. So you are the 0 point. Okay? At the same time, you are infinite space that project out of that dot. But what is the infinite? If there's no reference points, where it's just one absolute space of imagination, then that is just the space that is not yet limited as a square or as a circle. But it does not have a beginning or an end. And if you look in your mind screen, and this is the beginning of frameworks, you need to understand the fundamentals, it's just geometry, okay? If you look in your mind screen, where is the limit? You know, it seems like you can go to the left, to the right, and you can go into depth or width or height, and it's just not set by a perimeter. So dot and infinity are actually kind of juxtaposed, but they're one and the same, because if you enter the dot, you will find the infinity there. And this is the holographic nature, or the fractal nature. Is just not something that we understand in our intellectual capacity, because intellectual capacity is concerned with the world of objects and how these objects correlate with one another. Okay? So in the frameworks right now, I'm going to tell you there's a screen of infinite possibility. How cosmos works is that infinite screen becomes defined. First, it gets from this one sphere of infinity that is just like infinitely big. It splits into this like Vesica Pisces, and now you have something of a masculine feminine nature. You have hot and cold, and in the middle you have a momentum, okay, because these two generate momentum, and then they iterate themselves infinite times, and now blah blah blah. This is not so important to go into, because when I say the framework, it's something that you will use and it works for you. It's a methodology. And this methodology of creation, I just want to tell you the basics. You have the hemisphere. This is your brain. This is your third eye. Okay? Left brain, right brain. They connect. When you know the mudra, okay, it's not just about holding your hands and this is like some kind of magic yoga. Understanding the power of that, okay, is then actually what are you doing? Because what are you doing mentally when you're connecting the mudra? You have to use it in meditation. I mean, you can use it like this and it will stabilize you energetically, but if you use it to meditate on something, then here you go. All I need, the eye, right? The eye of Horus. This is the eye of the seer. So all I need is to know that I am the dot. that then propels everything into existence, and by iterating or multiplying the dimensions of this existence, I get to this complexity where I have the avatar, I have the body, I have the brain, right? So these are then representations of my already developed left brain and right brain. On a more primordial level, these are the Holy Trinity, okay? Just the masculine principle, the feminine principle, and the self. The self manifesting itself as yin and yang. So it's a triangle, alright? So in this mudra, what you're doing, you're harmonizing your self, which is here in your third eye, is a dot, right? Because it transcends space and time, so it has to be the dot, is a 0 point, and then you're actualizing the harmonization of your right and left brain hemispheres like this, okay? So now you actually have the potency also to just stabilize into empty mind or defragment your RAM memory if you want to clean up your screen, and then wait for the blank. Now in the blank, when you speak from the dot, okay, and then I will go into framework of what to say or what to invoke or what to write down, because when you speak from the dot, your voice is coming out, the will of self that is transdimensional, that is 0 point, that is beyond space even, let alone time or energy, okay? You are invoking, that means singing from within, yeah? The voice comes as the will that emanates itself as space and vibration of energy through that space. So that's a rhythmical iteration of yin and yang, becomes then the brrrr, right? Any tone is an amplitude, is a subtle vibration. So it's a rhythm of yin appearance and of yang appearance and yin disappearance. Yin, yang, yin, yang. Alright? So on a micro level, on a quantum level, is all just iterations on yin yang that you are now holding the first key to infinity. You're holding the first yin yang that then is penetrating all other yin yang. Okay, so then it's penetrating this complexity of architecture. You have a lot of hair, you have a lot of cells in your left brain, a lot of cells in your right brain, you have a lot of vibrations going on. So you need to start from the beginning. Now when you know the fundamentals, here's the framework. Now this I told you is going to be about monies. And I can even give you a little bit of digression into how this will work when you're manifesting something, because it's really funny. It's really funny. Okay, first the framework, then I tell the stories. So you don't have to wait if you're impatient, if you just want to go and look for more videos on how to make a mill. How to make yourself a millionaire. Just go into feed and there's like many people who did it in this way and did it in that way. Well, you should do it in your own way. The framework basically means that there is a methodology, there is a steps process that you repeat, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, and then you can get the result. And when you repeat the steps, you repeat the process, you get the result. Okay, so it's measurable results. And this is a framework, it's a breakdown. Now, you can build a very complex type of business because there are so many details in the world, and you can just play with these colors and then make a lead magnet and then make this and make that and then make this and then do a little bit of, and then you won't know what you're doing, but it will be fun and interesting to explore still, because the world is made for play, it's not for making money. Money is just also something that we play with, but there are million gazillion elements, right? So you may want to make a business because you enjoy spending time with rabbits and bunnies, okay? And you don't care even for your profits, but you want to make ends meet, and then now you just make a bunny orphanage or something, pet store, I don't know, whatever. Then this is not for you, alright? Because many hobbies and like things that we do, we just do because they're interesting for us. This is solely if you want to make money in a very elegant way. And also not so much effort, okay, or low effort, smart way of making money. This is the framework. First of all, I wrote this framework on a piece of paper. Universe built the whole business for me. Like, I didn't have to do anything, because one of the 3 steps in the framework was I will not know about this business until it's manifest and like I receive money. So the framework can be so smart that literally from transcendence of space and time, you emanate something from the yin and yang, and then it manifests, and you don't even have to be informed in your own conscious observer here in reality. Okay, talk about passive income. This is the most passive income that I tested. I wrote it. I set the manifestation in my wizard notebook. I forgot about it. It manifested. I was like, I received this money that was supposed to land here from that business that I don't know anything about. So I had to retrace the steps and investigate what the life create the business about, because I didn't know. And I wasn't involved. But my assets were involved in some way that just universe combined some assets that were already there. So the infinite intelligence can combine assets and people in a way that benefits everyone, not just you, okay? It benefits everyone. And then you are the beneficiary also in this. It's done to everybody's satisfaction, okay? And simply to do this, one thing is you have to not be worried, not be scared, be kind of like chill. Because if you're going into deeper frequencies of like control or whatever, like self-doubt or whatever, you just have to feel even goofy or stupid, but just feel good about yourself, where you're at right now, and don't worry about a thing, okay? So this will raise your frequency in a way. Now, if you didn't optimize your yoga, your food, and you're traumatized, it won't work, okay? Because later in life I got into these pathologies because I got traumatized, and then when you have trauma running in your body, it makes you really nervous, and your mind is overshooting, overdoing things, so it's not even effortless to feel just nice and goofy, and then it becomes complicated. So I had to heal, transmute my cringy energetic memory of cringe experiences and feel good again. And now that I'm feeling good, I'm entering this infinite manifestation where timelines are just like throwing other ideas at me based on the same framework. Okay? So what is the framework finally? So the framework is, you know, the what, who, how, like the basic stuff, but you're not going to decide on something what you know, because obviously you know what you have heard before, and what you don't know is what you're invoking from the infinite to give you as a display in your reality. Okay, so you have to invoke the unknown, but you have to, like, it's like asking chatbot GPT to give you ideas for business. These people are doing now. They're asking AI to give them ideas, and then they follow the steps so they can like build a business that makes them 1 million viewers, 1 million, right, script that gives them 1 million reads, or a YouTube video that gives them 1 million views. And the AI is doing this, right? But the AI is operating on what everybody already created and what we all already know, because it has all been written and manifested previously, right? Now your 0-point intelligence, it knows the potential futures, so it can plan ahead better than the AI that is kind of just having knowledge about the past, so it's recycling, right? The infinite knows the future potentials, knows how to set you up and align you with a timeline that's going to manifest in a week from now, in a month from now, in a year from now. And it's designing reality for you right now, right? So working with that, when you invoke that, is same like asking Google, or now we're doing chatbot GPT, artificial intelligence, tell me what is a great idea for me to do this and this and this. But what about, hey, my infinite self, the infinite intelligence, quantumly entangled with all the other even multiverses, right? What is the best way to X? Now you only need You can do a 5-step like filter to your query. So imagine going to Chatbot GPT, you're writing a prompt. Going to the infinite, you're invoking a prompt. Okay? And if you know how to listen to the silence, if you're meditating, you will get the idea, you will get the visual immediately based on your prompt. Now, if you don't know, if you're not like if you haven't tuned your third eye into all this, like, and you cannot sit in emptiness, then life will anyway bring you the steps that you need to compile the knowing and understanding, and it will develop a storyline for you. So it may happen in a day. First time I wrote this, I was testing how reality manifests and how everything works and connects together in this way, and I had the result tomorrow, the next day. Money was on my coffee table where I prompted to land in my manifestation prompt. And the rest of I was like, let's have a win-win transaction where everybody's included and I'm the beneficiary of, but I don't know I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't talk to people, I don't know anything about it. It just happens not in my presence, okay? I am infinite self, so I am present everywhere, but meaning my individual waking presence is not witnessing that, so I'm not involved. So for me, as Jovan, this business is passive. But then somehow money lands on my table. And then I added, and now as I wrote this prompt, I forget about it, so I don't give it more thought, so I don't create quantum instability with the prompt. So that's like pressing enter, set and forget. Okay, that's something that I add to many of my manifestation prompts. So again, first one was, it's a win-win situation for the universe where there is transactions. I don't care what, I don't care who, I don't care how, but I'm not present there personally. And I don't know anything about it until I find money on my table. Okay? Set and forget. Boom, tomorrow I come to my home, there's money on the table. Now, your linear brain wants to ask me, so like, what was the business about? Look, I leave it to the infinite to calculate what is the most effortless possibility for you to receive your money. So if for me it was installing a vending machine in my home while I was not there, because my friends got this idea, and then they put the products in the vending machine and they like brought the product, and then somebody was coming and buying, like I was getting the cut because they were using my place. I didn't know that. So it's not important what was my A, B, C, D leading to E, F, G, right? Because that's linear thinking. This is transdimensional thinking. You should think something into reality from 0 point, and then you can decide on every aspect of that, but you don't have to. You can decide of these basic aspects. Now, let's go into another framework. Yesterday, examples, because this shit works, and works like, it's so funny how it works. Yesterday, I was sitting with a developer, my friend, by the way, and he got laid off for, I don't know, something company laid him off. So he was like, what to do next? I was like, let's just brainstorm a project. So I was like, okay, so what? Let's do something that's fulfilling. Let's do something that's easy to program for him. Okay, because he didn't know how much time he will have. So let's do something that you can do in a week, or in like one night, but let's say you have a week. So it's really simple to publish as an app across platforms. So like we can have it published in a week. And it's simple design, simple solution, simple programming, very short. That was one. The other one, it has to solve a problem for a million people that would like just love using it right now, and it's gonna be free. It's gonna be free to download, and then it's gonna just have an additional package, or unlock some additional features for $1.99. And then the third line of the framework was like, and this has to go viral and appeal to 1 million people because it's kind of like hitting some zeitgeist, some momentum of what is current and like trending, and it's not yet solved. So it's just like being there in the right time, and then having like 100,000 downloads in the first few weeks just because it was like so trending, and you just caught into the momentum where it's not something that everybody got already installed and everybody like offering, but it's just like fresh. So that was mine. Now what the framework is how you're filtering the prompt, or how you build a prompt to filter the infinite possibility into something that is freaking defined. And this is the same way how the infinite light of the infinite space, infinite energy becomes humans in this like Sims virtual reality or whatever that this is, right? It is the same way. It's like putting filter on filter on filter on filter until it builds itself into enough complexity that now you can create all these like buildings and planets and people and shopping malls and whatnot. Okay, and then but the universe uses very simple algorithms that are just generative. So it uses the yin and yang dual, and it uses the self and the yin and yang, so the trinity. And then it uses like the 10, and then it uses like the 3 and the 10 and like the 12 or 13 as you want to call it. So it just becomes very simple architecture that is just iterated so many times again and again and again. Now when you're seeing it from this perspective, it looks like a complexity. And if you want to tackle it from your only intellectual perspective, it seems like this is a world of million things and you can't count them. Empirically, you can't figure it out because there's too many things to count. And all of these things, they come in slightly different shapes and different forms, you know. But if you understand like so it's all different and now you can't quantify. But if you understand the pen, you understand the idea behind all of these like manifestations of the pen. So you know that you can have a placeholder that's just like one idea that becomes multiply, just changing colors, changing shapes. It's all a fucking pen. You see? So when you're doing the framework, you want to know that you're starting from nothing, but nothing is infinite potential. It's not nothing. You want to start with zero capital. Okay? No money to actually produce this or like make this business happen. This is very important. People often don't know. They're like, okay, like I would start to do this, but I don't have money. If you have zero money, you have infinite money. Zero money just means you need to write down on a piece of paper how much money it's going to make and how much it's going to cost. And really you are so flexible because it does not follow A, B, C, D leads to E, F, G. It follows like non-linear logic. Okay, you can go from A to X directly if you know how to jump through dimensions, okay, because it's all the mind creation. So you can go from A, you don't have to go A, B, C, D, and now I don't have the, I'll go to M and I don't have the money, so I will not go to A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, Q, and I will like stop somewhere on the M and I will not go here. So I'll not won't get to X. This is only if you need to see what is in front of you all the time to believe something. If you can go into this dimension, okay, then A goes to X. Now you're just selecting letters as you do when you take a mind and you start to write in your mind, or you take a piece of paper that is a representation of your empty mind screen and you start to write something down. You are writing down whatever the fuck you want because this is the way that Source codes itself into this. When you open a computer to do like a developer coding, right? Taking a blank piece of paper, you're putting the code in and there you press run and that code creates a simulation on screen that looks like a video game or app or whatever. So when you start from zero, from nothing, you have infinite possibilities. Now you have to limit them. So you can do something small that does not cost any money and it can make you whatever the fuck money you want. You see, you don't need something complicated or hard. For smart, elegant results, you don't need something complicated hard. You need to think in simple terms. This is why I'm saying this, like, it's too funny. Okay, I'm going to tell you another example. Now I explain what the framework is. So play around, build your own frameworks, and then invoke them into reality, and you will see the result of your framework. Actually, life will give you either direct vision, direct idea, if you can meditate a little bit and just receive the idea, or you will receive through your reality the script. People will come and they will tell you about this and how to source, how to fund, how to project. They're looking to invest, they're looking to and we will set itself up. This is like the secret of Freemasons. They just know that like it will set itself up. So you're free to build because you're just getting all the Lego, because you're calling the infinite. You say, bring me, what Lego do I want? All right, bring me these Lego. Creator, unicorn. I want to build a unicorn. You know what I mean? You call it in and you get it. You get all the parts. And if you want to build it, or if you want to give it to your kids, they can build it, or somebody can build it for you, right? Then you get the builder. You give them part of the like profit or equity or whatever. It all works. Now here's one thing that I was also busy with my ABCD leads to EFG, calculating some actual expenses. Like if I make this t-shirt, this sweatshirt, they will cost me this much money, and then blah 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 blah. Okay, and then I got into this model, which is linear, okay, understandable mathematics model. It's not non-linear, because then I leave it's a hard cost. Okay, so I'm doing linear math and a business plan. So I'm going with the hard cost. Okay, something is already here, it's costing that. It's not, I'm not going to manifest the fabric for the t-shirt from the void. Okay, I'm going to buy the fabric. So I have a hard cost, and then manufacturing, and then for my fashion brand company. Now I'm listening to this guy talk about things. He says on his Instagram, 1 year you enter with your own work, creative work, whatever, development work. You enter into a startup with 30K capital and your own work, exit after 1 year with $1 million profit. So this was his actually formula, but he proposing this formula, this framework. One, now you can be alone or have partners, but you will be also doing something. It's not just investing. You will be investing your own 30K, or source 30K, borrow or whatever, but then you are investing it, so you're the equity owner of this 30K. You have $1 million profit in 1 year. Now, when I was doing my math for the t-shirt, I was like, $1 million revenue. My business plan, my Excel says $1 million, revenue, profit 30% in 1 year. So I'm not getting, maybe I can start up investment, maybe 30K, or we can do more or whatever, but in my idea, I'm like 30K over a year makes you $1 million in revenue, but these are the hard costs, and then only 30% of that is profit. So I'm listening to this guy, and I know this guy, and I trust this guy because I met this guy, and he's saying 1 million profit with a similar kind of framework. And I'm like, wait, first of all, now you just got my brain like itching, because the fuck, this is not possible. Like, maybe you're not doing physical products, right? Because I'm doing physical products, so I have hard costs. If I was doing different business plan, digital products, I just develop it once and I put it online and then sell and market. Yes, $1 million profit, cool. But I'm thinking I can't do it because my physical product costs and like $1 million revenue, I just don't see it. But it was itching me. It was itching. There was like a worm now eating in my mind. Like, wait, is he like overshooting? Did he miss something? it didn't sound for me logical. I know many people do business, they don't make this kind of profit. Like, it almost sounds like incredible, right? But I love impossible things. So you know what? I went back into my business model. I started from zero with his framework, starting from zero. So I scrapped my business model. I started with zero with his framework. I draw the business plan again, and I got the fucking result. Okay, yeah, like plausible, like mathematics. Like, just do it in a different way. Do it in a different way. Market in a different way. Shipping in a different way. I don't know, something in a different way. But the ideas add on to the framework. See? And then I'm like, oh shit! I'm so glad that I didn't start this business and then have to optimize it a year later after already putting all of this work and not making all of this success. Okay? Because the profit is not just like you're like stealing money from people, right? But you're actually giving them an excellent freaking product or service, and the more profit you get means that you have more satisfied customers that vibe with your thing. So I'm like, oh my god, it can be actually even crazier, because it can be more simple, smarter, but it can grow bigger. I was like, oh my god, thank you. I'm like, thank you, bro, like, so good. But this was also the guidance, okay? It came because I was already kind of set in stone with this, like, calculation. The guidance came because life, everybody is you, but what you call in, then if you don't really understand how this framework is going to work, then you're calling in people. And then guess what? On YouTube, they're just like every day, there's a person that talks about what they did for their project or whatever, and they reveal to me a piece of the puzzle that I was intuitively drawn to understand, but my framework was very simple. My framework just said, I have to have A, B, C, and it needs to add up to something. And then, I don't know, like, I have this rough idea. We're gonna, the idea comes, I'm like, we're gonna build this app, or we're gonna build this product, or we're gonna build this service. So this is the whole thing that I have. It fits the framework. Now, I know that the inspiration came from the infinite internet, alright? Not the AI that just analyze all this, like, stuff that we wrote down on the internet, but the infinite internet. So I trust the idea, but I'm not sure yet what pieces I need to develop the idea, and then every single day somebody is either like physically in my reality or on YouTube, they just say, you can split equity in this proportion, or there are so many like angel investors that want to shoot money into these type of ideas. Here's where to find them, or this is how you do this is how you develop an app for free, this is how blah. So I'm just getting all the Legos day by day. I just relax because I understand, the blueprint for this Lego is when you open the box, there is the blueprint, okay, how you make it. And then this blueprint of how you're gonna make it is in your like higher self, in your 8th chakra or whatever, right? So, and then it's connecting with all the other people because it's creating the screenplay for the multiplayer video game that we are in. And then life gives you pieces. But if you just like they fall on in your head, it's too much, right? So life distributes them over time. So tomorrow you get something and you don't know how it fits in, and then you get this other thing, and then it all clicks together because life is also guiding you, right? And it doesn't want to swamp you with all this like bricks and all this information, so you're just getting something on a daily basis, on a need-to-know basis, so you can also like relax and drink your coffee and enjoy your life, have a croissant, whatever the fuck you want to do to relax, right? Because you need to also rest and relax. So this is how it goes, and then this is how you can do it too. Okay, now, if you've been here with me 35 minutes, thank you so much for your time. Probably this was like informative for you. Now, if you want to manifest freaking miracles and excellence, go ahead and do so, because here's how you are empowered to do. Now, if you want to do it with my assistance, I offer mentorships and sessions. So you can hit me up here or on my Instagram avatar, _academy, and DM me, and we can troubleshoot, or what is it called? Like, we have a trial session, something, and then we can also collaborate on your quest, your project, your masterpiece, your life story, whatever that is. Yes? I made others people brands blow up when I was in branding, marketing, and this kind of stuff. Every single project I did blew up. And when it was birthed on the arena, multiplayer arena, in front of people, it became #1 brand or product or service. So I can do this for you, for your own personal movie, gameplay, video gameplay, whatever you want to do it, or for your business. We can have a collaboration. Let's see. I'm open to collaborations and chats, so hit me up with something and I'll tell you. Let's see how it goes, let's see how it vibes. Alright? Ciao.